welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N.
Today on the show, the feisty flock has flown back home with Angry Birds 2.
You know what that means, guys? There's going to be another global outbreak of finger swipe-itis.
Oh, no.
Oh, it always hits whenever a big mobile game is released.
Oh, you poor fragile humans.
Well, it's a good thing we can give our index fingers a rest and our thumbs a workout in Submerged.
Blob, 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 blob.
And that game was actually developed locally in Australia too.
Oh, great. All right, Darren, it's time for your morsel of gaming trivia.
Oh, charge up your cortex for a chunk of delicious data, because it's time for D.A.R.R.E.N's challenge! Today, I'm asking you this. Rocket League is the sequel to a very similar game by the same developer. What was that game called? Answer at the end of the show.
We actually said it on the show a few weeks ago, but I've totally forgotten.
Yeah, me too. All right, well, now it's time for the news with Goose.
Thanks guys, Goose here with all the Spawn Point news. Cover your ears or microphones or whatever you have, Darren, because there's been a terrible crime committed against a robot. The friendly robot known as Hitchbot was created by university students in Canada and was designed to hitchhike its way around the world. It had travelled successfully across Canada, Germany and the Netherlands, but while on its way across the United States, its trip was unfortunately cut short when the little Hitchbot was vandalised beyond repair in Philadelphia. You'll always live on in our hearts, Hitchbot. A week-long speedrunning event known as Summer Games Done Quick has raised over $1.5 million Australian dollars for charity. Some of the world's best speedrunners took part in the event, streaming their efforts across 160 different games. Approximately 28,500 gamers chipped in to raise funds for the charity Doctors Without Borders. Perhaps even more impressively, the event managed to temporarily make Hello Kitty Roller Rescue the most viewed game on streaming website Twitch. And finally, a car manufacturer has shown off their real working hoverboard. Yes, a real one! Made by Lexus, the board uses liquid nitrogen to cool superconductors within the board to about -200 degrees Celsius. Ugh. This produces something called the Meissner effect to allow the board to hover when used along with magnets, which means the board will only work in a specially constructed magnetic skate park. Still, hoverboards. What an age we live in. That's all the news for this week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Top-notch news reporting, Goose. All right, guys, it's time to sling some birds in Angry Birds 2.
Angry Birds 2 is a direct sequel to arguably the most well-known mobile game ever, Angry Birds, and this time it's free to play. The storyline has a similar structure to the first game. The bad piggies are at it again and have stolen your eggs to feast on.
Oh, the humanity. Luckily, you are equipped with a crew of colourful birds to stop them. And once again, this is done by slingshotting your birds at the green piggy foes across a range of different levels.
That's right, Darren. I really like the art style they've gone with here. Levels now have a sense of scale to them, with multi-layered backgrounds and even some weather effects.
Yeah, and I thought all the animations were great as well. You can see the aggression in the birds' faces as you're lining up your shot. Conversely, you can see the fear in the piggies' eyes as they see what's coming. But let's talk about some of the new features in this sequel.
Oh, good idea, Hex. Perhaps the biggest change here is that the levels are now broken up into multiple stages, with 2 to 3 consecutive structures to destroy.
Yeah, I thought this was a really cool change compared to the single structure levels of the original game. And I enjoyed some of the little details this time around too, such as these flowers that shoot debris at piggies to help you complete a level.
Another change to the gameplay this time around is that you can decide the order in which the birds are used. Birds are now represented as cards, allowing you to tap the one you want to use in any order.
Yeah, I did enjoy the benefit of being able to choose the order of birds playing a level, although the levels still do have an element of randomness to them. While this sounds like a good idea to change the gameplay up, I found myself failing levels because I didn't have the correct bird ready to go.
I know what you mean, Hex. For example, if you don't have any bluebirds in your arsenal, then you won't have much of a chance against ice obstacles. And this can lead you to failing levels quite a bit.
Affirmative, Bajo. And failing levels is not something you want to do in Angry Birds 2.
That's right, Darren. This brings me to my biggest gripe with the game. You now have a maximum of 5 lives throughout the game. And if you fail a level, you lose a life. Now, say you fail 5 times in a row, it means you either have to wait half an hour before you can play again, or dish out some real-life cash.
Yeah, this really bothered me as well. I mean, most of the time I like to play mobile games when I'm traveling. If I have to wait 30 minutes just to have one more go, then it makes me not want to bother coming back to the game. I mean, I'd just rather play something else that isn't so restrictive.
Absolutely. It's crazy, Hex. Angry Birds used to be one of those games where you could have one more go and keep trying and trying until you finally get it right. Now they've eliminated that flow completely. That is, unless you want to pay real-life money.
While you can earn in-game currency through daily quests and challenges to use as payment instead, you earn it so slowly that it's just not practical to rely on it as a way of gaining those extra lives. A greedy in-app purchase model? That's a Darren don't.
You're telling me, Darren.
I know, I just said that, Bajo. But anyway, let's wrap this up, you two. What are you going to score it?
Well, I really liked the art style, and I think most of the new additions are good, so I think there's some fun to be had here. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
It is free to try, and the gameplay is still fun, but I just think that freemium model is too stingy. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
All right, well, it's time for us to go answer some questions at the Our Spawn Point desk. I detect a rapidly overflowing inbox, Bajo.
Negative, Hex. There will be no normal Ask Spawn Point today. We have something far more important to deal with. So if you'll just follow me. Follow me.
Wonder what it is.
Exciting. Hello, I am Darren, and welcome to the first edition of Noob Watch. This week we'll be looking at the sudden rise of accusations that the hosts of Good Game Spawn Point are in fact noobs. Bajo, Hex, thank you for joining me.
It's a pleasure, Darren, I guess.
Good to have you on the show. Now, on to our first accusation of noobishness, which comes from Eurotrucker24 in East Coast, USA, outside Australia. Hi, I'm afraid to say this, but both Bajo and Hex have to drink from the Noob Cup. A while ago, someone asked about BeamNG and where you could buy it. You guys said beaming and not BeamNG. Can you review BeamNG, please? Darren is not a noob. Eurotrucker24 out. Bajo, Hex, this seems like quite the damning evidence of noobishness, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Darren, are you honestly going to give us grief over how we pronounce something? You can't pronounce anything right.
Please, Bajo, stay on topic. Do you have anything to say for yourself, Hex?
Well, BeamNG is a bit of a silly name, isn't it? So we were just kind of joking around and calling it beaming for a bit of a laugh, I think.
Unacceptable. Let's study the offending clip, shall we?
All right, well, let's move on to this one from Poppy, who is in Adelaide, South Australia.
I've been watching Beaming Crash Simulator gameplays on the internet and am looking for a safe way to buy or download it. Any suggestions?
Well, Poppy, there's 2 safe ways you can get beaming at the moment.
Well, Bajo, Hex, the evidence is clear, and I'm afraid I have to find you both guilty of second-degree noobery. You must both drink from the Noob Cup.
Oh, come on, Darren.
Drink it.
Oh, all right, let's just get this over with, Bajo. It's gross. Oh, it's so newbie.
So gross! Okay, are we done now, Darren?
Not even close. Now, on to our next accusation from King of Atoms, who is in Minecraft land, Victoria. Bajo and Hex needs to drink from the Noob Cup. Biakuz, you said that you can only play Minecraft multiplayer online with the latest version. You just need to find a server with the same version that you have. Also, some servers have multi-version support. they have special plugin that disabled the items from the lattice version. Noob Cup time! I know a lot about online mode. Well, let's view the evidence, shall we?
Well, Elijah, we're guessing that's because when you play a game online with someone, more often than not, you all need to be running the latest version of the game.
Indeed. Think about it. If one of you was running an old version that is missing certain new features, like new blocks or animals, for example, that would cause all kinds of chaos for anyone running a new version.
Yeah, I mean, would the new version not be able to use the new features because you were running the old version? Or would new animals and blocks show up as weird glitches for you? I mean, it just wouldn't work if they let everyone play together using different versions of the game.
Generally, though, since you are obviously playing online and connected to the internet, there's no reason why you wouldn't want to update and get all the new fixes and features.
Plus, update files for Minecraft usually aren't that big, so it won't eat into your internet allowance much.
But if for some reason you really don't want to download it or can't, then I guess you'll just have to play offline.
Such noobishness! Explain yourselves.
Well, firstly, in my defense, I did say more often than not, because there are exceptions to that rule. And I just figured the Smalling was obviously asking about the console versions, which, as far as I'm aware, do all force everyone to update to the latest versions to play online.
Well, that is true. However, you did not specify that in your answer.
Well, sometimes we don't have enough time to go through every possible scenario in our answers, Darren.
Oh, so you admit your answers are faulty? Unacceptable. I hereby uphold this complaint and must find you both guilty of third-degree noobery. Now drink.
Maybe if I put a bit of sugar in it, it won't be so bad.
No sugar.
Oh, I don't want to do it. Yuck,
For your own good. Now, on to our next accusation, which comes from Nathan, who is in the Noob Cup in Victoria.
Feeling a bit ambushed here, Darren. I was quite ready for this.
You are so busted! When you reviewed Portal Stories Mel, you said it was based in 1952. However, I played through the whole game and the first chapter was in 1952. The rest of the game happened right before the events of Portal 2, which is not in the 1950s. Noob Cup time! Darren, you're great and you're really smart. P.S. All hail our majestic and epic overlord, Kerry O'Brien. All hail Kerry.
All hail Kerry.
Now, let's consult the evidence. Roll Exhibit A, Kerry.
Portal Stories Mel is a community mod made for Portal 2. It is free, but you will of course need Portal 2 to play it. The game was made by an 8-person team. Amazing. Set in 1952, you play as Mel, an Aperture Science test subject. But in classic Aperture fashion, everything goes wrong. And after a short cryo sleep, you wake up in a rundown facility.
Bajo, Hex, how do you plead to this accusation?
Well, when I said it was set in 1952, I was only talking about the intro. I did say the rest of the game took place after a cryo sleep, so clearly I was aware that some time had passed.
Unacceptable. Bajo, you must drink.
Wait a second, Darren. What was that bit that you didn't read out before in the letter?
It was nothing.
I'm pretty sure it said you had to drink from the Noob Cup too, so if I'm guilty, then I guess you are as well.
I find you not guilty, Bajo. Now, let's move on to the next part.
You just hold your horses, Darren. We get loads of complaints about you being a noob every week. Where are all those?
I couldn't find any.
Then what's all this in here? What have you been hiding, Darren?
Don't look at that. That's top secret Darren's eyes only material.
Well, these are all complaints about you, Darren. What are they doing in the recycling?
Yeah, and why did you print them out?
Oh my! How did those get there? I've never seen those before.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, they've turned.
How about we read some of these out, Hex? This one here is from the Minecraft doctor who is in Darren's database outside Australia. Hello there, good game. It is me, the Minecraft_doctor, and I will tell you that Darren was wrong. In episode 22, Darren said night runs for 10 minutes. It actually runs for 7 minutes. So drink from the Noob Cup, and if you don't, I will corrupt your database. Bajo, do this.
So, what do you have to say for yourself now, Darren?
Well, the Minecraft day runs for 10 minutes, while dusk and dawn each take a minute and a half, which I just combined with the 7 minutes of night, totaling 10 minutes.
Well, did you specify that in your answer?
Yeah, did you specify it?
Well,
Jacques, you, Darren!
well, that's all the time we have for this edition
Not
of
so
Noob.
fast, mister. There's still loads of complaints here that we should probably address, like this one from Creator in Melbourne, Victoria. Hello, good game. In your Spawny Park episode, Darren said Spinosaurus instead of Spinosaurus. I am off to make another robot to replace Darren. Bajo, do these. Hex, do the.
See, Mr. Can't Pronounce Things, another in a long list of mispronunciations. What about this complaint from...
That's all the time we have.
Darren, don't think you're getting out of this that easily. You definitely owe us and the Spawnlings at least one drink from the Noob Cup.
Negative. It will make me rubber spew.
That's all right, Darren. We'll get Goose to clean it up. Now just have a little sip. Little sip.
The Noob Cup.
It's so delicious. I think I'm... Oh, here it comes.
No, Darren.
Okay, let's get out of here. If you've got any more questions that you'd like to ask us, then you can go here and send them in.
Run, Hex! Go, run! Oh, what a mess.
Okay, guys, it's time for us to start sailing in Submerged.
In Submerged, you play as a young girl who sails into a waterlogged city. The tide has risen, the buildings are overgrown, and to make things worse, her brother is sick. Instantly, you're left with questions. What happened here? What year is it? Is it the future? Is this our future?
Yes, it's safe to assume that this game is set in a post-global warming world where the seas have risen and humanity is struggling to survive. But it's never stated. Submerged doesn't spell things out for you.
That's right, Bajo. You're left to interpret the setting on your own. And in fact, the story and the gameplay too. Your primary goal is to get your brother well, so once you've left him somewhere safe, then all that's left for you to do is sail.
And climb, Hex. Strewn around the city are crates. These appear to be rations or maybe parachuted supplies that have found their way to rest upon the highest structures in town. Any experienced gamer knows that if you see a crate, it's probably got something inside it.
Yes, and all of these crates have the medical supplies you need to save your brother. But there are quite a few of them, so you'll be making many trips back and forth and trying to find the next building to climb up. I like that the game makes you figure this out for yourself. It gives you no help at all.
Me too. It encourages you to just speed around in your boat until you work out which buildings you can climb and what sort of markers to look out for.
Indeed, Hex. There are many subtle clues to help you. The game makes good use of symbols such as flowery vines, banners, fireflies, and birds. The developers have placed these in the world to gently guide you and try to catch your eye.
The gameplay itself is very simple though. Boat about, climb, collect, and then just do that again and again and again and again and again. There's just not much challenge in the mechanics of it.
Yeah, it is very simple, isn't it? And it's short too, which did leave me longing for a little bit more depth, if you'll pardon the pun.
Pun approved.
Thanks, Darren. I did like that you can use binoculars to scan the horizon for crates, and the climbing and sailing certainly evoked a sense of loneliness and I think sadness too. The city is completely vine-ridden and the sea life appears sort of rotten and overgrown as well.
Yeah, there's a real sense of loneliness and even hopelessness, isn't there? And the game's beautiful soundtrack really adds to that.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
As you collect medical supplies, you also gather drawings which tell some of the story of what happened to this world. You also start to notice swampy creatures which are always watching and generally keeping an eye on you.
They are quite spooky.
Yeah, Darren, they're totally spooky.
Yeah, and they help create a bit of mystery about what might have happened here as well.
Too spooky.
As you progress, you yourself start to become green and overgrown as well. Bajo, what kind of game would you call this?
I'm not really sure, Hex. It doesn't fit into a genre, does it?
I guess I'd kind of call this more of an exploration experience game more than anything else.
We should create a name for this genre of games. Processing. Done! This genre shall now be known as Relaxploration games.
Relaxploration. I like that, Darren.
Oh, thank you. Submerged is a good-looking game, especially when the sun is shining on the water or when the weather effects roll in. The developers have also been quite communicative with the development of this game. Their website is full of some pretty interesting information about how they made it. It goes into quite a bit of detail, from animations to music to coding and even level design challenges.
It's a wistful, short experience with some nice ideas. I just wish it had more to do, more gameplay diversity.
Yeah, me too. Besides chasing whales, climbing buildings, and upgrading your boat, there just isn't that much to do in Submerged.
Affirmative. In fact, after you've climbed your first building, you don't get to do anything new. It starts to feel a little dull.
Yeah, and it's such a shame because it really is a beautiful experience, but I also think it's quite overpriced for what you get. So I'm giving it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, I really wanted to like this more, but I have to give it 2 out of 5 rubber chickens as well. Well, we're just about the end of the show for this week, but Darren, the clock is ticking. The answer to your challenge, please.
Affirmative, Bajo. At the start of the show, I asked you this. Rocket League is the sequel to a very similar game by the same developer. And what was that game called? And the answer is... Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket-Powered Battle Cars. Not quite as catchy to say as Rocket League.
No. Well, next week on the show, we review a very strange game from the studio that brought us Pokemon.
Did you know that adult elephants sleep while standing?
Oh, just like you, Darren.
Well, technically, I'm not truly asleep. I'm in a low power state.
Oh, I see. Oh, don't forget, Spawnlings, Bajo, Goose, Darren and I are going to be doing a special live show.
Yes, on September 5th at the Enmore Theatre in Sydney, it's Spawn Point Live! There'll be a live Ask Spawn Point,
Some very special guests.
and we promise Darren won't sing.
Oh, maybe a little singing?
We'll continue the negotiations later, Darren.
It's going to be crazy fun, and you can find out all the details on our website.
Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Hex out.
Bajo out.
Darren out.
I wonder what kind of emoticon faces these Spawnlings will get us to do live.
They're always fun. Which one's your favourite?
I like the one that's like a colon with a little S next to it.
Oh, let's do it together.
Okay. I can't make my face like an S.
It's tricky.